Nani. I fear the man who is my husband. The mattress heaves every time I turn, unable to sleep. The darkness outside is absolute, as if someone has upended a bottle of ink. A blackness that swallows up light. The room is cool and quiet. Sleep should come easy, swift in its suddenness, but I am fiddling with my phone, knowing that even though my mother can help me now, I will not call her. Too much has happened. If only I could call Doda. When I think of Doda, my father, this is the memory that comes to the fore. Doda, sitting at the edge of his bed, my sisters and me huddled joyfully together in it, his voice washing over us and as he tells us a folk tale. He smells of Lux soap and Marlboros. In this memory, I am nearly 8. Ugo is 6. Udodi is 12. It is the first day of the long vacation, and we are already predictably bored. Our mother is somewhere in the house, but it is Doda that we seek out. It was always Doda. It was with him that I felt the safest. Even now, when he's no longer here, I will not go to mother. Hey guys, I'm back again, and I'm here to do a review of The Middle Daughter by Chika Inigwe. Okay, now, this is not the first thing I've read from Chika Inigwe. The first one was, I think it's called Better Never Than Late. It's a short story collection, which was published by Cassava Republic, I think it was. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I decided to pick this up on holiday, The Middle Daughter. And wow, this book was so good. Now, this is a story of 3 sisters. The oldest sister is called Udodi. The second one is called Nani, and the third one is Ugo. So in the very beginning of this novel, we get this understanding of what this family is like. And we have something tragic that happens that changes the dynamic of what this family is like. So they are the 3 daughters and the mom and dad. And they have a very cushy life. They're living this upper middle class lifestyle. Very quickly, some things tragically happen which change the trajectory of this happy family. And then the book focuses squarely on the middle daughter, who's called Nani. Now, let me tell you, baby, this book had me so mad when I was reading it. I wanted to throw my book out the window on the highway. I was so angry with one of these characters. Now, this book does a fantastic job of getting into the mind of a woman who is at the mercy of spousal abuse. And it's done in a way that the author makes you go through the same ups and downs and arcs psychologically that Nani goes through. And it's done brilliantly because it's very believable. Now, the book's structure is very different than what you would expect, because what we have a series of sections that are told from, I want to say, 4 or 5 different points of view. The main point of view is Nani, who is the middle daughter. But then we also have a section from her sister, which is kind of like in a chorus. So it comes at the beginning of some of the chapters, and it's written partially in Igbo. And we also have a point of view from Ephraim, which is Nani's husband. And we also have the point of view from her younger sister, Ugo. So you'll have, for example, a few chapters, and then it'll go to this chorus, and then you'll start a new section. It has essentially 3 major parts, with the first part being, I think it's called The Beginning, and starts in 2014. And then it goes to the past. And then it goes to a part 3, which is also called the beginning. So we have this idea of what happens when a young girl falls pregnant under very heinous circumstances, but yet feels compelled that not to tell her mother, because if she tells her mother's going to react badly. And so she opts not to tell her mother, and then she gets sucked into marriage because she feels like she has no other solution. I have to say, I'm going to give a trigger warning. I don't usually give trigger warnings, but I'll give a trigger warning for this one because there is a lot of deep description of abuse, physical as well as psychological, and it feels very real. And it builds up in you and it makes you really, really angry. So for someone who has actually been through this kind of abuse, I think it would bring it all back because it's just so written in such detail. But that being said, the development of the character of Nani is also done brilliantly, because usually in these kinds of stories, we only get either a really, really low or really, really high finish or whatever. And this book, it makes like a meandering little river of ups and downs, of realism in spousal abuse. And it ends in a realist fashion as well. She doesn't try to sugarcoat anything or make up anything that is, something that's not realistic. I think she does it where it is very, very realistic. And she also has a religious aspect in the book. And if I remember correctly, there was also a religious aspect in the book that I read of her, the short story collection called Better Late Than Never. There was also a religious aspect in there. And she actually shows us that, the religion can be twisted and turned and torturous, and how with that religion, how it can be inflicted on other people in a terrible way and almost like indoctrinate them if done in a certain way, mixed with violence and psychological abuse, and using religion as a way to confirm it, and constantly, incessantly hearing these things will make you or make the person adhere to what that person is trying to make them do. And it can turn them into a whole nother person. And I feel like that she does absolutely brilliantly. This book was very close to a 5-star for me. I mean, I'm kind of like on the fence whether I should give it 4.5 or 5, but I really, really thought this book was excellent and done really well, really well. And it's because of the way she goes about telling the story. And when you have those little parts in between that are in Ibu, it brings about the authenticity of the novel, and it makes us remember always that there is a very heavy cultural ring around this girl's neck, Nani. But not only that, it's a way of the author to put it on us as well, so that we understand the heaviness of what is expected out of what her mother will say about this pregnancy and how she became pregnant. But I say, if you have not read The Middle Daughter, get your life. Get Chika Inigwe's The Middle Daughter. Very, very well written book. I can't wait to read other things by her. I think there are 2 other novels that are already out by her that I would like to read as well. And one of them is called On Black Sister Street, is the other one that I would like to read. So highly recommend it. This is a Nigerian author. Like I said, this is not her first novel. So, this is somebody who has a excellent writing style and is telling stories that are very real, that are real stories out of Nigeria. I highly recommend this one. The Middle Daughter.